Okay, we're going to work on our Mathematics 3 um, rational functions, discontinuities of rational functions, and analyzing vertical asymptotes. So I'm going to do 4 questions from the set. Let's start here. I'm going to factor. One of the first things we want to do is factor so we can find the zeros and wholes and any other kind of discontinuity. Okay, so now we've got some things we want to graph. So if this is our x-axis, then where x equals -5, x equals -7, and x equals -8, we've got some interesting stuff going on. Over here, these are zeros. And this right here is an asymptote. So we're going to try and figure out what happens as we approach from that side and as we approach from that side. So really what we're looking for is we're looking for the sign as we get there. Okay, what is the sign? And in order to do that, I'm just going to choose a number that's fairly close. Whoops. I am negative 5.5, and over here negative 4.5. And I'm going to see what happens. So if I've got x plus 7 times x plus 8 divided by x plus 5, if x is equal to negative 5.5, let me change that color. And let's do these in different colors so I don't have to rewrite everything. So if x is equal to negative 5.5, then x plus 7, negative 5.5 plus 7 is positive, and x plus 8 is positive, and x plus 5 is negative. So that means we're negative here. So I'm approaching as x approaches negative 5 from the negative side, then g of x, not f of x, g of x is going to approach negative infinity. So let's try it from the positive side. From the positive side, I'm going to use negative 4.5. Negative 4.5. This is positive, and this is positive, and this is positive. So when x is equal to negative 4.5, then we're positive. So as x approaches negative 5 from the positive side, g of x will approach positive infinity. So where is that one? Negative, negative infinity, positive, negative infinity, negative, negative infinity, positive, positive infinity. So there's my answer there. Let's look at our next problem. Okay, I'm going to factor this again. This is going to be x minus 6 times x plus 4 divided by x plus 2. Okay. So now I've got let's see, I've got 6 over here, and I've got negative 4 over here, and then I've got negative 2. So this is a 0, and that's a 0, and then this is an asymptote. So I'm going to choose some number. It has to be inside here somewhere, okay? So I'm going to choose negative 2.5 and negative 1.5 and see what happens. Let's write it down here. X minus 6 times x plus 4 divided by x plus 2. So when x is equal to negative 2.5. Negative 2.5 minus 6 is negative. Negative 2.5 plus 4 is positive. Negative 2.5 plus 2 is negative, so I'm going to end up with something positive. So that means as x approaches negative 2 from the negative side, my p of x is going to approach positive infinity. Okay, now let's see what happens when x is equal to negative 1.5, and that means that x is approaching negative 2 from the positive side. So let's see, negative 1.5. This one is still negative. That one is still positive. This one is positive. So I'm going to get a negative value here. So that means p of x is approaching negative infinity. So first of all, p of x approaches positive infinity, and then p of x approaches negative infinity. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, I'm going to factor here. Here I've got x plus 7 times x plus 9 divided by x plus 8 squared. We have to be very careful here because we've got a multiplicity of 2 that's going to change things a lot. So I'm going to have to be really careful and not forget that part. So let's see. I have negative 8, and that's going to be where my asymptote is. And I've got negative 7 and negative 9. So I want to choose some values in here. I'm going to choose negative 8.5 and negative 7.5. Okay, so let's get this. Okay, and I'm going to start with x is equal to negative 8.5. Okay, so if x is equal to negative 8.5, negative 8.5 plus 7 is negative, plus 9 is positive, plus 8 is negative, but it's squared, so that's going to be positive. So I'm going to end up with a negative number here. So x is going to be approaching negative 8 from the negative side, and what's our function? G of x is going to approach negative infinity. Now if x is equal to negative 7.5, then let's see what happens. Plus 7 is still going to be negative. This is still going to be positive. And our x plus 8 is going to be positive, but it's squared, so it's still going to be positive. So everything is going to be the same, really. So my g of x is going to approach negative infinity. All right, so we approach negative infinity both times. Approaches negative infinity and approaches negative infinity. Okay, let's take a look at the last one. So here I've got x plus 10 squared over x plus 9. So I've got a negative 9, and I've got a negative 10, and this is my 0, and this is my asymptote. Now I want to make sure I choose a value that's between here, so I'm going to choose negative 9.5 and negative 8.5, and we'll see what happens. Whoops. Now, when x equals negative 0.5, that means x is approaching negative 9 from the negative side. Over here I've got a positive and a squared, so it's positive again, and then on the bottom I've got a negative. So what's our function? Our function is p of x is going to approach negative infinity. If I've got x is equal to negative 8.5, in other words, x is approaching negative 9 from the positive side, then negative 8.5 plus 10 is positive, squared is positive, and negative 8.5 plus 9 is positive. So now I've got a positive value. So p of x is going to be approaching positive infinity. So I need to have a negative infinity from the negative side, from the left, negative infinity from the left, and positive infinity from the right. All right, I hope that's clear. Good luck with this problem.